Siphinde sinibingelele namhlanje kwa Global Workers Parliament sesiphinde sahlangana kwenye episode yethu la sizodingida khona into eziningi ezithinta abasebenzi. Njoba nazike angihambi ngedwa namhlanje nginiphathele ubaba ucele Baba Ambrose umuntu omdala ke akabizwa ke kodwa ke ngoba semsebenzini ngizoliphinda ngeke ngiphinde ngilithole elinye ithuba lokubiza ubaba Ambrose. Yedwa ke Ambrose namhlanje ngiphethe nebhungu elibukekayo kakhulu la lakhona la eGauteng esisebenza nalo Melisi. Siyakwamukela mfethu kuyintokozo enkulu ukuthi nibe ingxenye yalolu hlelo ninobaba uNdosi. Njoba nazi ke ukuthi namhlanje sishintshile ke sijwayele ukuthi sibonakala nabantu besilisa kodwa mawusibuka siyashayina namhlanje ngoba kukhona nosisi omuhle kakhulu umphathi kuze nami ngizokwazi ukuthi makwenzeka ngithola itoho ngelinye ilanga ngibhalanse kamnandi. Kuyintokozo enkulu ukuthi ngizonethulela uMiss Chris Hlatshwayo oyingxenye yezimenywa zethu zanamhlanje. Siyakwamukela. Siyasithokoza kakhulu ukuthi siwumuntu obhizi uzohlanganyela ke nathi namhlanje ekuzodinga idini izinto eziningi ezithinta abasebenzi. Nawe ke njengombukeli wethu unekulungelo eliphelele lokuthi usijoyine kule session esikuyona manje ngokuthi usiWhatsApp lapha ya ku 068 163 4597 noma ke usithumelele email info@globalworkersparliament.co.za. Makuthi ke umuntu ongathumathumeli la khona no social data manje bakuthi umuntu ke ongena ngena lapha ku social media wakho ufika uthi nje Global Workers Parliament uzosithola ubeke uvo lakho sehlale si ready ukuliphendula nango 1 ekseni usiyakwazi ukuliphendula. Ake ngiqale ke ngethule ngokuphelele ke uSis Chris oyisimenywa sethu kodwa ke before ngimethule ake nje ngiqale ngithi ngicheke nje la kuyinyanga abantu besifazane bafowethu inyanga enhle kakhulu la sikhuthaza khona kakhulu ukuthi abantu besifazane abasupporteke belekeleleke. Ingakho ke futhi inkampani ibone kukuhle ukuthi njeke Global Workers Parliament asimeme umuntu wesifazane osezimele osethuthukile waya phambili. Siyawazi ke ama challenges abafisa emsebenzini kunenkinga lapha nalapha. Mhlawumbe nje bakhona ukubingelela abacele bese nje mhlawumbe usho nje ilokho kubantu besifazane sithi masiliqala luda ngoba malishuba ngeke ngisalivula leli thuba ngilivula manje kuphela.
Awusanibonani lapha emakhaya ngiyanibingelela ngingu-Ambrose Sicefe cele. Isicefe lesi siyaziwa kakhulu sasebenza sazathatha impeshini kodwa ke ubaba ongagugi
amadoda bamfakele emakeup
kodwa manje sebengivusile niyangibona ukuthi ngimhle kanjani kodwa ngimhlela ukuthi ke ngisize abasebenzi ngisize abaqashi abaneyinkinga ngoba akekho umuntu ongenayo inkinga. Ungabe umqashi unenkinga ngaba umsebenzi unenkinga wonke umuntu unamalungelo. Kungabe umqashi unamalungelo akho njengomqashi, ngabe umsebenzi unamalungelo akho njengomsebenzi. Seke sizweke namhlanje sinesihambile esithe sihle kakhulu esihle esisigwile esincane sesifazane. Ngiyabonga.
Yes. Sike si Mr. M.
Sanibonani, mina nguMelisi. Thanks for the intro, my brother. Based in the South, and happy Women's Month for the women. And I'm in presence of a very, very lovely lady. I'm excited to open her mind. She spoke about, she's been in the game for the past 16 years, and she's been through a lot. And I'm actually intrigued, especially for a black woman, to be in your midst. So, yeah.
Njoba sesizwileke bakwethu sesihluleka na ukuyibamba ngoba kusijabulisa kakhulu ukuthi uMiss Chris abingxenye ke yethu namhlanje. Mhlawumbe ke ake sikunike ithuba nje uzintroduce wena sijabulile thina kakhulu sicela ukunikeza leli thuba uzintroduce nokuthi usebenza kanjani sazi ukuthi nje mhlawumbe nokuthi usivakashele ngani namhlanje so that sizokwazi ukuthi nabantu abasibukele ekhaya bazi ukuthi besifazane sikakhulukazi bazi ukuthi mabebuka bebona ukuthi kuyenzeka wonke umuntu wesifazane unamandla ukuthi akwazi ukuyimela anidalelwanga ukudependa but nidalelwa ukuthi nishayile niye phambili.
Thank you very much for a warm welcome and a lovely introduction. Igama mina nguChris Hlatshwayo from H&H Environmental Consulting. I have been in the field of consulting as an environmentalist for the past 16 years. I've had an opportunity which I will never regret of being an employer. And enjoy kakhulu, you know, though with some experiences that I would not want to relive ever in my life. So namhlanje I'm here on a Women's Month, hoping to be representing a whole lot of other ladies out there, both being employers and employees. Over the years, the experiences that I've heard, that I've shared with so many other employers, whether male or female, is that we go out and we give our all. It is a dream to run a business, but running a business comes with a whole lot of baggage. And in this case, I was just relating where you employ, mainly as a small business owner, you employ fresh from university. Yes. Because I take it ukuthi bayasaba abantu abaningi to find themselves being employed by, you are black, you are young, well, not so young anymore, and abekho sure ukuthi how stable are you. So associate to ganinguba, I'm a graduate. Which I suppose it is a good thing at the end of the day, because we are able to groom them, we are able to take them places and expose them to a whole lot of things, especially in a small world of consultancy. In a consultancy, you don't necessarily have a specific, you come in as an environmentalist, but you end up literally running everything to do with that particular project that you're running on. Okay, which I think it also empowers an individual that if I appoint Umelusi and I say, Melusi, there you go, you've got this project to run, you are able to run it from A to Z. By the time you get an employment anywhere else, you've literally been exposed to every aspect, from client sourcing, invoicing, report writing, engaging a client, engaging a meeting, all that. You get a full-on exposure. Yeah. But then we are taken advantage of as employers, that we empower employees in that manner, where then an employee says, I can do it better than Chris. I know Chris has invited me to client GWP, but hey, I can do it better. I can actually go behind her back, invoice them, do exactly what Chris has been doing for them, and actually steal that client from her. That's one of the experiences that I've heard over the years. So, yeah, other than that, it has been a bliss.
You mentioned that I think as an employer, are we not supposed to lead by example in terms of motivate? Remember, these kids come fresh from varsity, and they wanna earn a good paycheck, drive a new car, have their own apartment, get their credit score up and going, right? If I see you as a young girl, young black girl, and I see you doing the most, I'm moved and motivated to be better than you at the end of the day. I wanna be better than you. As much as you mentioned that they go behind your backs and steal your clientele, but that means also in your company there could be a gap where you're not seeing where they do it. So how am I coming from varsity and being motivated by you? And obviously sometimes I know the game, there's lying, cheating and stealing. So we've all made those mistakes. So you as Chris, how are you trying to close that gap as people not going behind your back? What have you done?
All right. Thank you for that question.
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose it's one of those things that it's just human nature. You can't do much to avoid that.
Yes.
Or else you're going to end up having to trade with no trust. Okay? So you give trust up front, and you just...
Trust is earned at the end of the day.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that when I employ a person, I would look at your qualification, I would look at your character and everything.
Yeah.
But if you are the kind of person that's there for deceit and that, and remember, it's not only about deceit, it's also about the kind of commitments. Some people are even driven by the commitments that they've put themselves into.
Yeah.
Either a person who buys a car and sooner or later they realize, oh my goodness, I can't afford to, I can't afford to pay that car.
Yeah.
And then opportunity to make an extra buck is actually by doing
Going
that kind
behind
of
your
an
back,
action.
yeah.
I suppose I would give it to somebody who's maybe I'm not qualified to even say why would that be done and how best do I avoid it. Because on my side, I will train you. I'll give you trust. I will take you to institutions if you need institutions of training. And so to empower this person to be a better asset for my company and for the future.
Yeah.
As to why or what do they do with that, it's beyond me.
Yeah.
Mhlawumbe kwenzela ukuthi sizokwazi ukuthi sihambe sibheke la sizokwazi ukuthi sithole khona isiphetho. Mhlawumbe uma Hlatshwayo engasilandisa ukuthi inkampani yakhe ngoba mhlawumbe futhi before size sifike kuleyo ndawana kuhle ukuthi sincome akuyena umuntu othi inkampani iqala ishayina bese khumbula ukuthi kunabantu abafana naye abaphuma e-university base beswele ispace la bazoveza khona ama talent abo. As much as abanye bengangenza kahle kodwa the fact that nje ukwazile ukurecognize abanye abantu ukuthi bekwazi ukuthi into enhle kakhulu leyo kuyasithokozisa. Ngiyathemba ukuthi enye izinto esenza ukuthi noma ngathiwa asiseke emhlabeni kodwa siqhubeke lishayine igama ngabantu esibenzele okuhle kodwa. So engicela mhlawumbe mongasivezela la ukuthi ikhampani ke yasebenza kanje kwakhona lo wamuntu owenza izinto ezagcina zinomthelelo ongemuhle enkampanini. Kungasithokozisa mhlawumbe ne decision wagcina uyithatha wena as a person ukuthi after ngirealize ukuthi la abenzi kahle labenzi kahle ngagcina ngithatha le decision so that nosibukele ekhaya nosaganga ethola iplatform yokuzoyiveza yena ayibona njengendawo okuganga abone ukuthi usephuthile lingakanani mhlawumbe nje besicela usivezele kuleyo ndawo so sizokwazi mas engage engage nje phezukwayo.
Yeah, no, thanks. Basically, just to give a background, as you had asked, a background of this particular story. And it's quite sad because these were two young ladies.
Yes.
Yeah. Not even
Fresh from varsity.
Yeah.
I am a Chrisita, I'm a Paulo.
Young ladies and very promising. And it saddens me that one of them actually was the breadwinner.
Yeah.
You know. I had met, I'm that kind of an employer that would actually meet even the parents.
Okay.
Because here we're dealing with young people, and it's a small, like I say, in this you also want to get to understand and know lo muntu ukuthi ubuyaphi ubani yini ama dreams wakhe, how do I then assist ukuthi amaphupho wakhe afezeke as a person. And I would then, in this particular story, this is what happened. The young ladies, their responsibility was to do training, okay? So we do environmental awareness and that. And as they would do that, you know, some of the work we outsource. We don't do everything, so we would outsource. And typical systems of quotations and all that. So you would say, okay, fine, guys, we need training to be done at X client, and this has been our client for whatever. So please source out quotations from 3 other outside companies. And they had formed their own company.
Within the company.
Within the company.
Yeah.
So they saw an opportunity of, you know, as they bring in quotation, they would also bring in quotation, their quotation.
With their own numbers and
With no, they would not use
Same
their
logo.
numbers, they would not use their names. So they would bring in a quotation, probably using a younger sister's name with a different surname or whatever.
Yeah.
And as a company, I don't really look at the details to say it comes from Sbusiso Ngube.
Yeah.
You know, it comes from company X.
Yeah.
And this is what they're servicing. And we appoint them, and in that, they would still use my company resources.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, ma'am, can you please book us imoto, book us flights,
Yeah.
accommodation
Yeah.
and all that, and we're going to need for this particular thing because they've got to go as observers.
Okay.
All right. So that's the reason why, as much as you have outsourced, but your company has to be there as an observer to make sure that the particular service has been delivered, you know, according to our standards. So you book all that, and they use all the resources. They've got the laptops, they've got the cameras, they've got the projectors and that.
Yeah.
Come back, the invoice comes in. You know, and when it comes in, you pay.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes on and on until it got to a point where, fortunate enough, somebody told on them within the company to say, no, hold on. You've just done this, you've just booked these people out, and they're out there, and this particular invoice that you're about to process. And we're not talking small money here.
Yeah.
We're not.
So
we're talking like
somebody tittle because they never got their cut.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, no, just hold on a sec. Before you pay that invoice, can you just delay it? This is what is happening. And to my surprise, this was outside the province of Gauteng, and I gave myself time, and I drove there.
Yeah.
And I drove there with the police. That's the action that I took.
Okay.
And when we got to the venue, it was
Your people.
my people literally delivering the service that I've asked for, that I've outsourced.
But you don't see your company logo.
No company logo, nothing. It's everything theirs. So I had to open a civil case. Yeah, that's how they handle it. And they went through the, you know, disciplinary process and dismissed them. You know, both the employees were then dismissed. But it really broke my heart because, you know, like I said, this young lady, as I said, she was a breadwinner. She came back and pleaded for her job.
Yeah.
And ngumuntu nami bantu, I've got, you know, but I couldn't let her come back. You know, it really broke my heart that she found herself having to do this because somebody told her it's an easy way to make money.
Yeah.
You know, it's an easy way that Chris will never ever pick it up and all that. So it's an easy way. And that's how they then lost their jobs. And I just had to leave it at that.
And the worst part ukuthi babezofika behole kwithenda behola amasalary so sebekho mhlamba ke sizwe babucele makisimisi kanje nje
hayi inzima kakhulu engikubongayo nje sisi ukuthi wakwazi ukubhekelela isizwe sakini wabona umuntu oxakekile wamgruma wamenza somebody kukhona lento ekuthiwa itrust yabona utrust is a big word uyalisebenzela ukuze umuntu akutrust ukuthi I trust you maybe la ngizake ngibuze nje khona ngithi ukhulwa kancane ungabe ikhampani yakho ngoba phela ikhampani eziningi masivula thina abantu abamnyama siyasirashe nje kufanele lokho naloko ama requirements ekhampani wawuna ama policies awunawo athi njenge code of ethics ne disciplinary code ne grievance policy ukuthi wona ama policies ay guidance ngoba I policy ifana nani is like umfundisi umfundisi uthi ungasidli isono uthi usidli isono ukucabanga umfundisi uthi hey wathi umfundisi wathi ungasidli isono lesi ebona nje ngale I policy ke company iyona ekutshelayo ukuthi if I do this I'm breaking the trust between myself and my employer ungaba ekhona ama policies mhlawumbe usaqala noma waqala nje yasukuma ikhampani bangabe na exposure ama policies awunawo.
Okay, fortunate enough ama policy were khona. They were in place. They might not have been in detail as a fully, you know, developed kind of an organization. But you know, it's things that even now we employers contract, it is very clear that you will not freelance, you will not solicit, you know, clients and, you know, things like that. Codes of conduct, you know. Bewakhona, But I take it, you know, umuntu will always take chances.
Ikhona lento ukuthi akhona ama policies. Mangikhula mina bekuthiwa if you want to hide something umuntu omnyama, write it on a board. Abantu abamnyama, they don't look at the board or read.
Asifundi.
Umuntu omnyama ufuna uthathe umfaka kuphi e-boardroom. Ngikhuluma kahle kuba ngumuntu omnyama. Ufuna umfaka e-boardroom, indathu umthathe through ukuthi this is it. Ukuze uinstill ekhanda lakhe. I understand lento. Unga assume ukuthi they are online, they are there on email, you will get it on Google, my company. Abanaso isikhathi. Ngifuna ukukhuluma kahle njengomuntu omnyama. Ngoba ngikhuluma nomuntu omnyama. Ngoba ilapha ukhona ukuthi you miss something. Kanti yona success yakho. You missed a step. It's a step osimissile. Ila ufailure khona ngoba you missed it. Yabona lapha lento engikhuluma ngayo, I'm saying from experience. Ngiyikhehla namhlanje ilax event. Kodwa ngoba lezingane zingishabhile namhlanje. Ngiyangibona ngibuka njengala, ngibuka njengomuntu omusha. Kodwa ke esizwe nje sisi nje ukuthi ngempela akhona ama policies. Do my staff understand the policies?
Nyakuzwa baba. Sometimes and that's a very valid question. We think they understand our policies. And I would say we think because a small company or a consultancy would told Guti, in this case, a consultancy eqalwa uChris. Okay? With a dream and a vision of employing and empowering other people. Kodwa lo Chris, we environmentalist, not an HR specialist.
Yeah.
So as a small business, you are forced to be the it and all.
Yes.
All right? So and the Guba also a bit difficult, and it goes back to that when you say but to put your staff in a boardroom and explain this and workshop them. That workshop, you tend to, even in my case, I'm guilty of that. You then skip it because it's not your core business. And it costs money to do that because you've got to outsource now an HR consultancy or specialist to come and workshop your employees on your policies, on your, you know, all that, okay? So we tend to take it for granted and say, okay, fine, it's there, the policies are available, you've signed them, understand, understand. Whether they've understood them or not, I need work to be delivered. You get what I'm saying? So ngiyavumelana nawe when we say they could be there. You can't say tick all the boxes. They're all there, but are they communicated? No.
Yabona ngibambe lapho sis. Isikhathi esiningi ama black business they lose skill because abantu is easy kufika i-competition yakho. Ifika imboni nomuntu une skill ebese imfaka kwi-fraud. Lento yenzekile kwaye. Kugruma umuntu wagcina fraud. So this is bribe ngala usabotage wena ngala. Kodwa wena you umenze somebody from nobody.
So Baba,
so
who's educating us? Or who's educating black business owners on the topic at hand?
Yabona umuntu educator iqala kwe vision
Of the owner.
Of the owner. I have a dream.
Okay.
That one day I will be there.
Okay.
And then there must be a mission statement. How can I be there?
Yeah.
We climb kanjani leta.
Yeah.
And then ubheke ukuthi kwakhe company yakha kanjani. There must be legs. Yabona lento ayisho HR.
Yeah.
There must be legs.
Does your company have HR?
At the moment, no, we're still not.
Okay.
We're still not. Okay. Like I said, it's a phase. Okay, you go through phases. And this goes back to you know, it looks like a bit of a waffle. As a black business owner, as Ubaba said, you go through the peaks and valleys. In the peaks and valleys, in all that, you're saying, okay, fine, I need an HR specialist. Yes, we had a we ended up having to employ an HR specialist. You need a financial department. You then open a HR, what do you call it, finance. You need marketing, you need that. You do. However, it's still a huge challenge. You know, it moves us a bit away from the topic, but it's still a huge challenge for black businesses. With all the, you know, to find yourself where you have all these supporting legs to make us a success that we want to be.
Yeah. Nanokuthi ke fanele sibe sikubheka ukuthi thina sinalento yokuthi ma uthina njengesizwe simnyama ngiyasalibalekela iqiniso ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi ngisho ufika kini yabo ma unenkampani ufika kini kune list yaba yengane zikamngani kama wakho ezivela ukuthi zifuna ukuzosebenza la enkampanini yakho okugcina sekunezimo eseyiphoqa ukuthi ke manje kufanele ubalansise labantu abazokwenza ukuthi ireputation yakhe endaweni kube ngathi awu-assist umphakathi usunabantu ababuka ikhampani yakho njengento efanele uyiswele phansi bese futhi okwesibili i-South Africa ayikasibeke esigabeni laso ukuthi inkampani izothi uma ikwazi ukuphakama ikwazi ukuthi ibalance kahle ngoba ngeke uguarantee umsebenzi wama-consultant ukuthi uzohlala ukhona ngoba i-consultant idependa ngemisebenzi ezovela ikwazi ukuthi isebenze kuyona. So uma i-consultant izoba namabuzana wonke izoba no-HR ibe nalokhu izobe iqasha umuntu ezogcina imikwelete isiyehlisa ukuthi-ke manje nalezi igaba. Okubalulekile manje okungijabulisa kakhulu ngenkampani kaMahlatshwayo ukuthi kuyona yonke into abe namandla ukuyenza ube ngayigcina yonke into i-professional but into ayenzile kuyavela ukuthi ngale umqashi ube usisi omdala kubona waze wakha nobudlelwano okuyinto esikhuliswe ngayo as Africans. So kulobo budlelwano labo bavela ubusathane kubantu abanikezwe i-chance yokuthi beshayine ngoba akuyena wonke umuntu isikakhulukazi abasibukile akuyena wonke umuntu ozoba nethuba lokushayina la azokwazi ukuthi ayiveze khona akuyena wonke umuntu ozothi ethola umsebenzi anikezwe ngisho space ukuthi akabe accommodated abe ne-transport abe nama-refreshment athenjwe kangako ikhampani ikunikeze wenza nje i-requisition ikhampani ikhave lapha nalapha uma uthola i-platform enjalo wangayisebenzisa ngendlela efanele sizogcina sikule situation esikuyona ngalesikhathi sokuthi sithi usayikhona oyedwa wethu let push yena ukuthi akwazi ukushayina so that kuzocreate imisebenzi eminingi sikwazi ukuzodiscuss abantu ababili abathathelele ithuba belikhona balisa phambili
requirement angeke sishayine away siba si-run away kwi-requirement uma ukuthi ufunakala ukuthi kube khona akube khona
yes kukhona ngoba
about the finances remember she said the company doesn't have an HR specialist that's coming out of her pocket
asingenzi into ngokuyibuka emovini noma ngokuyibuka ephepheni sikhuluma ngento asibekeni kwi-reality
building a company is not that
ngoba
easy
ngicabanga ukuthi nathi sasike sakuzama ukuvula inkampani zafeyila njengoba ucela ubheke eminyakeni it's possible ukuthi mhlawumbe okwazama eziwu-5 zafeyila so uma ngenzela ukuthi ngiqede babucela sikwazi ukuthi uma sikhuluma noMahlatshwayo simbeke esigabeni sokuthi nathi into esiyi-understandayo ukuthi akuyona ayikho into eyinkinga njengokuthi uma kuzophela inyanga fanele i-ofisi lirente fanele i-ofisi lirente fanele imoto zikhokhe fanele kwenze sure ukuthi labantu abala
operating expenses
baholile labasebenzi abala uma labasebenzi abala baholelwa inkampani phela inkampani umuntu
baholelwa bani
baholelwa inkampani
ukhuluma ngemlenze uMahlatshwayo ukhuluma nge-finance ukhuluma nge-HR yabona ukhuluma nge-HR uma lezi zinto ze-HR zingekho lemlenze ingekho bazozenzela noma yini abasebenzi
ingakho ke sithi ke asibeke ngiyayibona ngokwebhuku ivumelana nobabucele ngokwebhuku kodwa ke sesibuka manje
practically
as a company ekhulayo imikhampani enkulu ababucele sithi
ngibheka iscenario mina kaMahlatshwayo ukuthi ke uphi la faileke khona
there was a gap
yes igap uyasho uMahlatshwayo ukuthi esikhaleni sokuthi ngibe namandla ukuthi ngithi uzoba nobabucele odila ne-HR kube no Mr M ngapha uMelisi odila ne-finance ngenxa ukuthi ama-funds anele la akhava ama-cost rent cover ama-cost e-transportation cover ama-salaries abantu abala therefore kuzobhalwa phansi kwi-contract yami yamahlatshwayo nabasebenzi ukuthi lokho akuvumelekile lokho kuvumelekile kungaze kuyostatethwa umuntu oyispecialist lokho so to minimize ama cost ngoba uma ufuna umsebenzi uyazazi asikwazi ukuthi sithi ngoba isithi uma mina ngizokwenza iphutha bese ngithi ngilenza iphutha ngoba inkampani bingashongo silazi fraud regardless of
engibeka kanje uzo understand ngoba ngathi understand wena ipolicy eyami njengomnikazi wenkampani
Correct.
Yeah.
ibhalwe yimina
Correct.
Yeah.
ngomnikazi wenkampani
yes
umina oyiunderstandayo
To benefit you as the owner of the company. Yeah.
nami into engifuna zenzeke
Yeah.
yes
ukuphi okuhlula ukuthi abasebenzi bami ngibafaka eboardroom ukuthi abasebenzi bami ngene 8 fikani ngo7
ukwenzile
No.
wait
Okay.
wait
Okay.
asiye boardroom ukuze ngivimbe lezi zinto ezizekalayo uyabona la sikhuluma ngento eseyenzekile
yes
thina we are reactive
Yeah.
we should be proactive yabona we are reactive si react to situation eseyenzekile ukuze ke for the future ofana nomahlatshwayo ofuna ukwenza into efana umsebenzi nomahlatshwayo angalenzi leli phutha elenzeka thothi ugruma umuntu wamakha wamenza sampoti bafike bamthatha
yes
bamthatha base bantshontshe kuyena
yes
bakhakhanda inkampani nayi inkampani ikhokhela yena ukhipha imali yokukhokhela inkampani kanti iza kuyena ephaketheni ngala
Ake sizwe.
egcineni ukuthi mahlala ukhipha enye imali yomholela
But Baba, it happens
Okay.
with the biggest companies. As much as she's a small company, it happens to the biggest companies where
Exactly.
people are scamming companies and not just thousands, millions and millions.
so
Understand?
understand ubacela uma ethi
Maybe-
kuyo ki boardroom
Yeah.
methi ke boardroom usukuthi afike ezeni mhlawumbe afika abachazela usekwenzile lokho
Yeah, maybe just to come back there and say, logo you would do it with induction. Each and every employee will
Exactly.
be inducted. Will
Yeah.
go through induction. And induction, remember, employees come in at different stages or cycle of your company.
Yeah.
So umuntu omusha makangena ku company will be workshopped on policies where when I say workshop based on your contract, we will then break it down. You don't just sign a contract based say good. I know we sign it, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, your deliverables and what is your expectation, what are the company expectations? Kungenwa ngoba nsikhathi, kuphonywa ngoba nsikhathi, lunch ngoba nsikhathi. These are the do's and don'ts and all that. You are then inducted. But a workshop, if I get it the way Shonga Kona, would be a workshop where you're saying, namhlanje a group
She's
of
back.
lenta we're going to go through ukuthi we're having somebody who's a specialist on human resources or human capital. This is how you do things generally, and this is what H&H expects you to do things. And indaba ye fraud, yes, it came as, you know, I was really taken aback. And taken aback because maybe Putalam I would give you the trust.
Yeah.
And I don't see why should I employ a person that I don't trust? I really do not see that. So it's really up to you, Ugutu, what is it that you want to do about it? And it's an experience that I had to go through it and learn from it.
Yeah.
And understand, Uguti, yes, I can tighten up, and also a learning for them, because here they are now, they've got a criminal record, and they got fired.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take it lightly, I had to report it to the police.
yes
Can I ask,
Yeah.
when you saw them, when you got to the venue, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere, somehow, were you not motivated? Like, you know, I did a good job. Because they,
Wow.
as much as wait, whoa, yeah, a lot of times, as much as better than, no, you don't get what I'm saying. I'm saying to show you. Remember, there's many fly by night companies. You know? No, you're not getting it.
It doesn't make sense.
Sims, you're not getting it. I'm saying, as much as you and your emotions and you're mad and you're angry, right? Remember, these are your students and you groom them. I'm sure you're like I did a good job. Because they did a, look, when you got there in the presentation room.
No, I wasn't motivated.
I know you were angry.
To be honest, I was very calm and mainly surprised at the boldness.
That they did it, yeah.
Awukwazi nokulwa.
The audacity that they had.
Yeah. So I literally got in there and they were training like about 50, 60, 70 people.
You should be proud.
And
You should be proud.
And I walked in.
You should be proud.
You know?
You should be definitely proud.
I
As much as
was.
valid, no. Let's see that. Let's take out the ugly side of it. You know, but you as a company, as H&M, I mean,
H&H.
H&H,
Yeah.
you should be proud. Like, you know what? These are my students, and I did this. But it's bad. We're not promoting it, but it's bad.
Kukhona izinto othi uma uzenza yabona uma kuzophela inyanga mawaka nekhampani makuzophela inyanga ila 28-29 makuthi lokhuzana inyanga yakhe iphela njengenyanga zonke emakeni ila uqala khona ubone ukuthi si run i loss noma siyenza i profit so i loss
is a loss
eyamnikazi wecompany profit yenonke so uma icompany yenza loss fanele abe ne stress yena abona ukuthi i-coffee la 25 rand li expensive kuye bona fanele bebe ne coffee each and every day office yabo abanankinga nokuthi company yenza loss so uma ufika usufica abantu oworried wena ongalali uma kufanele behole sebehlephula kuloko okuncane ozokuthola ofanele kuze kuwe then ayikho into ezo-excite in fact la urealize khona ukuthi ufana nomuntu oqala oselahlekelwe yonke icompany because umqondo wakho usuthi-ke manje uyaqhubeka nalomsebenzi noma uyawuyeka wonke total ngenxa yobuhlungu usubuzwile and kwesinye isikhathi akuyena wonke umuntu one-chance yokuyomxoxela ngosizo osudlule kulona because abanye abantu angathi hawu sorry kanti ngaphakathi uyacelebrate because ibese concern ngokuthi usumdlulile ngokuba ngcono nangokuyikhandla kwakho ngenxa yale team uma le team isikumoshela uthi udropha nje ucinga befonela abanye athi asekubhedile sebemgilile because uexcited ukuthi wena une loss so kungenza ukuthi mhlawumbe inyanga ayizophela icompany run i loss yes so kwavela lokho okuncane ukuthi icompany ayikwazi ukuthi ibalance at least ibalance amabhuku kuphela ingayenzi profit uma sekuvela ukuthi abantu abalimaza la ilaba then it's impossible ukuthi icompany ngakwazi ukuthi ibalance kahle but into efanele siyibonge thina ke ukuthi akalimazanga isithunzi sakhe because ngale kokuthi usefikile lapha wabona abantu bemotion ubeka reacta ngeanger alwe mhlawumbe lo menze noma yini but wehlisa umoya wakwazi ukuthi adile nabo ngendlela efanele that's why icompany namanje samile that's why esakwazi ukubona umsebenzi yapho because kwesinye isikhathi as much as we think profit but vision nanama goal nalezi office ukuachieve ziyakwazi ukudrive ngaphezulu kwayo yonke into osukudlule kuyona so okuyinto esithokoza kakhulu ukuthi babukeli umnandi ukuba umuntu esifazana uzazi ukuthi ufuna ukuyapi kungafika ubani athi ufuna ukuba iboyfriend engcono umyeni ongcono noma yini kufika isigebengu somqashwa kodwa umuzazi ukuthi ubhekephi usiyohlala kanje sikwazi ukuthola ichance yokuhleka sihleke izinto odlule kuzona ngoba siyazi ukuthi phezulu kwalezo zinto odlule kuzona ukwazile ukuthi ume so uma ukuthi nawe ufuna ukukhomenta la umbonge umncome shona WhatsApp wethu usayikhona njalo WhatsApp wethu 068 163 4597 noma ungene lapha usende email at info@globalworkersparliament.co.za or comment on social media ethu lapha @globalworkersparliament mhlawumbe nje ake manje kukhona mhlawumbe mfisa ukuthi nikuthayise solethi sokwazi ukuthi ngoba ngibonile ukuthi ngathi uvukile ubunyunyana la ukuthi ungabasebenzi yini ekubeka ngakubasebenzi
phela i-union lento yethu mawubheka ngoba phela masithiwa sibhekele labantu bonke akekho umuntu ongenayo inkinga ngabe umqashi ngiyidinga i-union nami ukuthi bekhona i-union ezongipresent sisi mina mahlatshwayo engakuncoma kuwena ukuthi wakwazi ukuthi uma ubhekene nesimo esinjekana lesi ufaka umthetho ubalekile ukuthi ke izinto ungayiphatheli ngezandla ungathatha noma isikhalo umlimazi umsebenzi egcineni iphele ifusha yakho ngiyakuncoma kakhulu and lapha emakhaya kulabo abayenza lokho noma na usafisa ukukwenza ungabusakwenza ngoba ubulala isizwe lento abayenzayo abantu besifazane bebeqala amabhizinisi bathatheka kancane and two kune competition ngaphandle ekhona mokuyibusiness ukuthi mina can do better nalo mina nalesi skill nginalesi skill yabona le skill okusona is very rare kubantu abamnyama ukuba environmentist yabona ukubheka environment la ngaphandle is polluted. Makhono sisebanjengana laba abakwazi ukubheka environment noma uzokwakha uzofuna ukuzokwakha ibhilidi la uzovula ntoni imall ubuwena wenze assessment labo environmental studies into enhle kakhulu uyisibonelo esihle kuba abantwana basafunda ezikoleni kunalabo basafunda noma sebefundile kumele bengathi mabakulandele la kwa Global Workers Parliament bakufune bakuthole ukuze ubanike leskill onaso ngale passion onayo yokuthi uthathe umuntu engelutho umeze sambod ekugcineni lo muntu uyakusabotage ekugcineni lo muntu uyazi njani uyakufrauda udla intshontsha imali yakho yinhle kakhulu into yenzile usamusha amathuba khona ke kubantu besifazane isikhathi esiningi ke badlala ngawo ngoba umuntu uthatha ubuhle bakhe kuba yibona abusebenzisela into errong ngoba ubheka kahle nje mhlambe lapho kulo transaction eyenzeka khona ukhona umuntu wesilisa waqala ngokuthandana wathi mase kwase kuplotwa ebona nje ngaleyo uma usakwenza ke wena lo plot company yakho nobasi wakho nangomzimba wakho ungabusakwenza ukuze umele isithunzi sabantu besifazane ingakho ngikhala ngama policies ukuthi policy ifana nomfundisi uthi uma uhlezi ikanje ntutani engikhuluma nawe yabona makuthiwa la siza la limile iphoyisa lapha uzospreadilize singena la uma uzongena wena udakiwe la kuzungena above the limit ilimit yala ungena la ubani kodwa bayingekho ipolice uzothi ngizovela ngizoshaya ngibale ngingene lengiphuma ngemoto nalo ngithi nqa sobona sowana ehlala ingakho ngithi lelo phutha lenzeka lama policies enza sure ngoba ngisho ngaya CCMA mawungixoshile mina wangixosha ya CCMA ngithi angiyazi le policy yakhe ngikaze ngiyibona lethi proof ukuthi wena wayeza induction ngasayina ipolicy yakho wayeza presentation epresent ubani sasiba ngakho eboardroom kakuyiphi date ngiyifuna yonke le ngiyanihlomisa njenga specialist selabor ukuthi wena most data is a portfolio of evidence ukuthi ngabathatha ngabafaka eboardroom ngayenza nako nayi attendance register iattach kwifile yakhe as a portfolio of evidence bese CCMA to CCMA high there's no case here when dismiss
ay mhlambe before nje size sifike egoqeni mhlambe sizwe nje ukuthi iziphi inqumo ezagcina ezithathile uMahlatshwa mhlambe siyabonga kakhulu yabona nje makuba khona uba Ambrose la ngoba seyi 2K le mhlambe singambiza ngo uthi babu siyathokoza siyabonga babu ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi asikwazi ukuthi sicoshe sonke sibenefits sonke kodwa ke mhlambe sesingezwa ke uMahlatshwa ukuthi iziphi inqumo agcine abona ukuthi ikhampani yakhe izomsebenzela ngazo uavoida lesimo adlule kusona kuyothi uma eqeda ke bese nami bese ngidlulisela ku Mr M melethi madoda.
Okay. One of the decisions, or one of the major decisions that I had to make, was to now go ahead and outsource the legs besikhuluma ngazo,
the growing legs.
Yeah, to make sure ukuthi angibi master of all.
Yeah.
You know, and that to put systems together, you know, to implement and make sure ukuthi there are systems go company. It's the step that I had to take. Not an easy one, very expensive, but necessary. Absolutely necessary. And going forward with that kind of experience that I've had, it didn't get me down. And say, okay, no, I don't trust people and things like that.
Yeah.
I still went ahead because with all my experience, I do have good people that are out there that are now in big corporations.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the Sasols, you've got the ESCOMs and all that, and you look at their CVs and they'll tell you, you know, our base training straight from varsity after their BScs, after their honors and that. Hey, I'm here, I can give you an opportunity. And they were there. And
are you still hiring fresh from varsity? Or are you going for the crocos?
I am now subcontracting, so literally not having full on.
And what are the advantages and disadvantages of that?
That's another one.
Yeah.
Advantages of it is that I don't have to be planning on salaries. As you run a business, and at the end of the month, it's stress so good to ubakhokhela ngani.
Okay.
Abasebenzi bakho sisala nawe as an employer.
Yeah.
All right. So I employ on a project-to-project basis.
Oh.
So if there's a project and I know the lifespan of it, we sign a contract on that to say you are employed on this specific project for this duration of time, and this is how it's gonna go on.
Does it bring more peace to you?
It does. It's less admin for me.
And now the money, isn't it? The money cut.
It's not even so much about the money cut, but the money cut of it, if you look at it, it says it's not my responsibility to pay your salary even if I'm a project.
Yeah.
Because there are times in consultancy where there are no projects.
Yeah.
You know, and you've already saved up and you go onto your savings as a company. You've got rent, you've got salaries, you've got this, you've got that to do. So in that, what you do said, if you employ on a project-to-project basis, and Ntabi saying this is what we're going to do, you're going to be employed for 6 months. A project is now, it's a project with GWP, and it's for 6 months. Uzokhokhelwa with that. So it's my responsibility to make sure and I do have enough resources to service that particular contract.
Right.
So it's less headache for me, but I would have loved really to go back to where I started as an employer, where to see, that I can be able to empower other people, whether male or female. Some of them, got married, had their families, bought cars, you become a mother, you become an everything, you advise in all these things to say, Lalela, you're getting a salary increase and all that.
Yeah.
Instead of ugijimu yofuntenga itegelisha ubangene, asenza sho ukuthi une property.
Yeah.
Asenza sho ngiyakuthayida mina ngokwami ukuthi uzwenza sho ukuthi iproperty yona uba nayo.
So you mother them also at the same
That's
time.
what I'm saying. And I love that. But life and business will show you flames.
Siyabonga kakhulu mhlawumbe nje sengenza nje repap bese ngidlulisela kunini ingoqo bese kuyophetha ke umilithi kuyintokozo enkulu ukuthi nje ube nathi sifundile singafundile sodwa ngicabanga ukuthi nabantu abasilandelayo ka global bathokoza kakhulu ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sibe nama platforms la esiveza khona yonke into besobala azi no better ukuthi uyabhetha. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Ngiyabonga.
Engakusho nje mina noma kweyami experience engase nginike usisi nabanye bakhona nababukela. Kwathi ngo96 after election ngo94 saba nama election ngo94 ngo96 saba sesikhululekile saya ku cultural diversity singabasebenzi mangifika cultural diversity ke zihleli zonke inhlanga eboardroom. The people they were looking down on them, they were blacks. There's nothing engenziwa umuntu omnyama. I'm impressed mangifika la eGoli. Ngibona ngidriver ngo-OD umuntu wesifazane. Exciting. Usidriver ngo-OD. Mangimbheka lo sisi hayi. Kalulala nini lo sisi lo? I-passion ekuyona ngomsebenzi. Namhlanje ngihlangana nawo mahlashwayo. Umuntu uqala inkampani phansi uzimele. La masela pa cultural diversity. Kuna lento ukuthi who are you? But I'm blacks. There are people who always come late at work. There are people who are lazy. When you are not lazy. Ingithinte lento. Uthola insizwa igquma ibheka phansi. Ngithi ngiyibheka insizwa boardroom la. Hayi kwakhona izalukwazi ezu3 lapha sabelungu. Said yes, blacks they always come late. Taxi broken, train delayed, bus broken. How? Kathi ngaphamisa isandla khona consultant la kwaku-professor wase-University of Pretoria. Ngathi I'm black. I don't come late at work. Kaphakamisa. But no, the blacks all the same.
Yeah.
Engizama ukufaka kuwena ukuthi ke wena awuthanga mawushawa lezi ingane. Wathi bonke abantu bayantshontsha.
Yeah.
Uqhubekile wama. Kuphundele emuva mina ngithanda ukuhlula ku debate. Angithi ngishilo. Washo professor to no. Mr. Cele is right. You cannot paint all blacks but they are lazy, they come late at work. Mase layitshile sibuye ngesikhathi sikhuthule inyawo.
Oh yeah.
Into leziyo. Ayike mangifika ekhaya ngiyacabanga la sobuyela. Mangifika ekhaya very special assignment. Buke amaphoyisa belungu. They release dogs to bite and handcuff person. Mangifika ngakusasa gcwele the ezimhlophe. Ngithi mina phambi sisandla. Ngithi mina white people are very cruel. Hey, phambi salaba abasifazana abawu2 but support the statement say. Last night I saw a special assignment. The person who's harmless, not dangerous, was handcuffed, but the police they released the dogs to bite him. They are very cruel.
It's
no,
a generic.
Don't paint.
It's the minorities, not all of them.
With the individual police.
Yeah.
What the professor? What do you say? Yesterday, I win the debate. Ngashayela uzandla.
Yeah. Hayi bamceleke nje bangishilo ke bakwethu uthi ubaba uyathanda impela ukuthi ahlala buya siveze ukuthi basuke ephi baze bafika kuphi kuyintokozo enkulu. Ake side siqhubeke ke sidlulele kubafo. Sale se madoda.
She's black, she's beautiful. We thank you so much for showing us and teaching us. And siyabonga mama for giving us your time. Happy Women's Month. I hope the viewers are moved and motivated. Where can they catch you on social media? Can they find you on social media? Maybe somebody wants to, or is it?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. From us, from the global team, Sithi Siyabonga. Please don't forget to catch us on WhatsApp on 068 163 45 97. Catch us on all social media platforms at Global Workers Parliament. Do email us for any questions and queries at globalworkersparliament.co.za.